pick it back up at the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God. And as you can see in the entertainment business right now, you see little Yachty doing little feminine stuff, things that a woman would do. You see Young Thug, he's putting on a dress. You see Young M.A. or Lil M.A. or whatever her name is. She's dressed like a dude. She thinks she a dude. They making it cool for a woman to womanize. They putting on the masculine spirit by dressing like a man. They putting on a feminine spirit, dressed like a woman. And it's being pushed throughout the black community and the Hispanic community. I mean, you can see it with Medea, Tyler Perry cross-dressing, and they think it's the thing to do. Like, that's what's up. It's been pushed with Martin Lawrence dressing like Shanae, Jamie Foxx dressing up like a woman on A Living Color, Dennis Rodman putting on a dress, emasculating himself, D. Wade putting on a dress, emasculating himself, and Magic Johnson's son putting on a dress, emasculating himself, and it's being pushed like it's the cool thing to do. You've even seen it with Will Smith and his children, Willow and Jade, cross-dressing like it's the thing to do. It's just wrong. It's something that shouldn't be accepted. The Most High said it's an abomination unto us, and you should take heed to that, because these things are not going to change. Even though society may accept it, the Most High don't accept it. And his rule should be put on high, no matter what Babylon the Great says.
Yeah, it's a shame you can't tell the difference between a woman and a guy nowadays, because they're dressing like each other. Where the women's dressing all bushy like Little Ma or Young Ma, and the men are dressing feminine, getting their fingernails painted, wearing dresses in vibrant colors. You can't tell the difference nowadays.
You got our men, they wearing little skinny pants, joggers, little skinny jeans. Let alone that, you walking around with your pants off your butt like you get ready to get your butt broken.
That's homo.
That's straight homo. That started in slavery. And from slavery, it went to the jailhouses. That means you belong to another man. Pull your pants up.
And a lot of these entertainers that are putting the bra and panties on, they got to do it to survive in the industry, to be relevant still, to get that big contract so they can move on to other deals. Like Dave Chappelle, he left the industry because he refused to wear the dress. He stood up for his manhood. He didn't give it away. So
but he wore it too though. He just didn't do it when they asked him to. He wore it in Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the application, then. But I know he did leave the industry saying that he refused. Maybe he didn't want to do it again.
He didn't think it was funny. Yeah, he didn't want to do it over.
Right. So give me Mark 8:36. Mark 8:36.
The book of Mark, chapter 8, verse 36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
So you might get a big movie contract or a big check for putting the bra and panties on, but you putting your soul in danger of going to the lake of fire. It's not worth it. No amount of money in the world is worth what I would sell out and do that.
Not at all.
Trade your manhood in. It does something to your psyche, which isn't healthy at all. It's an abomination. We know that the Most High hates abominations. And Christians, please stop supporting Tyler Perry movies. They're not cute at all. He's promoting wickedness.
I know we just read that it's abomination to you. And some of y'all still gonna support it, and God there. Tyler Perry Christian. He just did a Halloween movie cross-dressing. Snap out of that.
Yeah, you need to boycott his movies and put him out of business.
Second Esdras.
I'm not First Maccabees 4:12. heathens or through the Greeks pushed homosexuality on the Hebrew Israelites.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 12. For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young men under his subjection, and made them wear a hat.
Keep going.
Now such was the height of Greek fashions and increase of heathenish manners, through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, the ungodly wretch, and no high priest, that the priests had no courage to serve any more at the altar, but despising the temple, and neglecting the sacrifice, hastening to be partakers of unlawful allowance in the place of exercise after the game of discus, called them forth.
15.
Not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
So this is some talk about where the Israelites, where their leaders sold them out and allowed the Greeks to build gymnasiums in the Holy Land in Israel. You know from studying Greek history that the gymnasiums attracted pedophiles and promoted homosexuality because the athletes wore nothing, whatever, and it was all men there, and it was known that the older guys would take advantage and sodomize and misuse the younger boys.
The word gymnasium is actually a Greek word meaning place of nakedness. I mean, that's just disgusting itself. And we call our gyms the gymnasium now. And now they in there. When you go in there, you gotta take a shower with another man. It's still a place of nakedness.
Right. And it was known for violating them young kids in those gymnasiums.
What was I can't remember the guy's name. What's his name? In Pennsylvania, Penn State.
Oh yeah, Jerry Sandusky Khan.
Molested all them children.
And in the showers and all that. In the gym. So that's why Jeremiah 10 says, learn not the way of the heathens. Because the way heathens live is ungodly and is totally contrary to the Torah, our constitution that the Most High gave us, the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, next, let's go to Jeremiah 4:22.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
Con, that's the truth. They have no knowledge to do good. They're wise to do evil. Our men are some of the most flamboyant homosexuals out there, like Magic Johnson's son. Walk around with a purse, high heel pumps, big as he is, about
mascara on, voguing.
Why isn't his dad correcting him, trying to put him in line, trying to talk some sense into him instead of encourage him to make himself look like he looks like a fool out there? It's a shame. And
he out of line too. He knows he should correct his son for it. Will Smith, you got the son in a dress, walking around with a dress on. Feminizing our youth, sending a message, poisoning our youth, thinking it's okay.
And when Kim Burrell came out, we don't endorse women preaching at all. That's a sin by itself. But she told the truth about Bishop Betty Long and these other people in the churches practicing homosexuality. Why didn't the other pastors like T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar come to get her back? Why did they cover her back? Why did they leave her out to dry? Because we're supposed to be set up for the defense of the gospel. Men of the Lord are.
For the preach lip shit, keep knowledge.
Malachi 2. Yeah, let's pull that up. Malachi 2, I believe. The preachers aren't giving you these passages so you can combat homosexuality. Malachi 2:7.
The book of Malachi, chapter 2, verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts.
Yeah, these preachers are representing themselves, they ain't representing the Most High. They're not teaching the law, statutes, commandments. They're representing prosperity, they're representing their Bentley and Rolls Royces. They don't care about you at all.
Verse 8. But ye are departed out of the way. Ye have caused many to stumble at the law. Ye have corrupted the covenant of Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore have I also made you contemptible and base before all the people, according as ye have not kept my ways, but have been partial in the law. And you being partial in the law because you teach from the commandments of men. And you worried about a singing competition, and you got homosexuals as the choir directors and winning competitions because they can sing at a high pitch in your churches. These things is wrong. This is where you become corruptible.
And we know that music and entertainment is the biggest focus of your ministry instead of the word of the Most High. So you're not going to get rid of that choir director or that choir member that can sing.
You'd rather honor him with your lips, and in vain you worship him.
Next, let's go to 1 Kings 14:24.
The book of Kings, chapter 14, verse 24. And there were also Sodomites in the land, and they did according to all the abominations of the nations, which the Lord cast out before the children of Israel. And it came to pass in the 5th year of King Rehoboam, that Shishak, king of Egypt, came up against Jerusalem, and he took away the treasures of the house of the Lord. And the treasures of the king's house he even took away all. And he took away all the shields of gold which Solomon had made.
Yeah, so you're bringing plagues and destruction on the community when you allow this sodomite agenda to go on in our communities. I mean, it doesn't seem like every year the poverty increases in our communities. The police shootings where police are shooting unarmed men in the back of the head in broad daylight, is that increasing also? So you're really bringing plagues upon your community. So we need to, this is love that we're teaching you guys. Give me Deuteronomy 19:17. Or is it Leviticus 19:17? It's a lot. Leviticus 19:17. That's why the civil rights movement was a failure, because they had it was infiltrated with sodomites. He said the Black Panthers movement was a failure too because they had sodomites in it too.
Well, they said that they used the women to bring in the agenda, so that they tried to say that they would get rid of so-called homophobia, because speaking up against homosexuals is no fear of homosexuals. It's speaking up for the will of God, the way God wanted things to be. So the term phobia is just wrong in itself. 19 what?
17.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt anywise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon them.
Now that's love according to the Bible. Love is not what the Western heathen world teaches, where it's like an emotional thing where you just, no matter how they are, you treat them nicely, love. But love according to the Bible is rebuking and correcting people, help them to be better. So we need to rebuke this lifestyle that our brothers and sisters are living in, encourage them to be better according to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh.
From there, we're going to go to Isaiah 58 and 1. The book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Is your pastor teaching you, showing you your sins or transgressions? How? He's in sin himself. You don't know what sin is. When we go to 1 John 3:4, it says that sin is the transgression, the breaking of the law. Talking about the law of the Most High. So that's why we're bringing these scriptures out to show the people their transgressions.
And he's not showing you your transgression of law if he's telling you that the law is done away with.
How can he? He can't show you the transgressions. Excellent precepts. How about Isaiah 3? Here's the next one we'll bring out of Isaiah chapter 3, starting at verse 8.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 8. For Jerusalem is ruined, and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord, to provoke the eyes of his glory. The show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. Say ye to the righteous, that it shall be well with them, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths.
Yeah, so that's one of the promises that we don't have. A lot of households don't have men in them. Men that provide the structure and discipline that the household needs to be upright. And a lot of men today are emotional and effeminate because they're raised by single mothers.
And the mothers getting everything because right now they're reigning in Babylon. They're being put up on a pedestal, whereas though they're being taught that they get everything from a government if they keep the strong black man who holds the structure in the household, who was the head in the household. If they put him out of the house, they would get benefits that they wouldn't normally get with him in the house. But they want to be independent. And this is just another
feminist movement.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say to you, to the words of my mouth.
Yeah, they don't want to listen to the man, they just kick him out the house.
Thinking they wear the pants. Well, they do wear the pants. And that's why it's a masculine spirit on them right now.
Yeah, a real woman submits to her husband, as the Bible says. You're not a woman if you're ruling over your husband. Or even being a pastor of a church, you're not a woman according to the Bible. You're wicked.
You tear down the house with your hands.
Absolutely, yeah. Women should not usurp authority over a man. Give me a Mark 3:27.